Y'all, there's so many different ways to make gravy. I cooked my turkey, and I took the neck and the gizzard and the liver. Mine didn't have a liver, but I took those and I boiled those down with some onions and seasoning. So I saved that to make to have for the liquid part of my gravy. So there is so much flavor in this. Now, if you do not have a fresh chicken stock, I keep these on hand all the time. The chicken and the beef, and this will take your gravy to where it needs to be. So I might need to add a little wet base to it at the end, but I'm gonna try it just like this first. So I am going to use like half bacon grease that I keep on hand for everything. That will give it some flavor. And some butter. So I'm gonna melt those two things together. Now I like using Wondra flour for making gravy because it guarantees you no lumps. So I use about the same equal parts of grease and flour. So if you're making a brown gravy, which that's what I've had requests for, we're gonna need to let this cook for a little while because if I put this chicken stock in there, it would not be brown gravy because our roux is still way too light. So I want to just cook that flour taste out of it. And like when I'm making my roux for like my Louisiana dishes, I have spent as long as 45 minutes making that roux. Because you don't want to rush it. You want to cook all that flour out, and you want your roux to get like the color of a kind of a new penny, nice and brown. But here's the deal. If it doesn't get that way, you can use Gravy Master. And this will turn your gravy the color that you want it. If you want a darker gravy, just put a few drops of this in and it'll take your gravy to the color that you want it to be. See, so there's some tricks that you can pull out of your sleeve. You just don't want it to scorch. Because if you scorch it, you can just go ahead and put it in the trash. All right, now I'm gonna get my salt and my pepper. Now, if we were making like white gravy for a chicken fried steak, we wouldn't want to let our gravy get brown. And I would start with some diced up bacon and then add my flour to that. So here we go. Stir, stir, stir. Now remember, this was the stock that I cooked my giblets in, and also what I rendered from my pan, cooking my turkey. This is like gold in the bottom of that pan. And that will cure what ails your gravy. All right, I think it could be a little bit darker, don't you, Eddie?
Yeah.
Because people were wanting brown gravy, so we're gonna make it the color that y'all requested, brown gravy. See that?
There you go.
One more little drop. You want to do this slowly because you don't want to get it the color of your bottle. You don't want it that dark. So you want to just let this cook. Because like I said, you want to ball the flour and flour taste. You don't want a flour taste in it. It's almost time to taste. If it's not good, I'm just walking out of the kitchen.
It smells really
and I'm
good.
cutting off the light, y'all.
It smells like turkey again, so.
It does smell like turkey, doesn't it? Now, I could use a beef base in place of the chicken stock if I had beef base. I ain't going nowhere. Delicious, y'all. A lot of flavors going on in there. A lot of flavors. So that's it. And there's so many ways. If you don't have the time or the ingredients, you can cheat a good gravy by using wet stocks that have so much flavor in them. So that's it. Wish I had some mashed potatoes. But you know what? We got some bread. So how about a hot open-faced turkey sandwich smothered in gravy? I like it. I like it a lot. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.